What's up, y'all? Chief Silent, Black Hawk back at it with another lesson. Before I start this lesson, I would like some peace and positive energy onto the ladies out here. I would like some peace and positive energy onto the guys, to the fellas out there. I would also like some peace and positive energy onto the beings that are not made the way I'm made, but can reflect something that's within me. Um, I would also like some peace, most importantly, onto the Queen of Heaven and Earth, my mother. I would like some peace to all the Orishas. I would also like some peace to the beings that are not in alignment with themselves and don't know who they are. I would like some peace to them. I would like some peace to the planet and peace to the cosmos. Um, yeah. Um, I wasn't going to make a lesson for tonight, but something had just came over me from what I already known through my research and my studying. So, um, when we talking about the government, right? The government is created to basically force law and power onto the organic beings on the land. The organic beings on the land is us, right? So when you see police, FBI, SWAT, CIA, all these, governmental organizations, they are here to force law, right? Law and jurisdiction onto us. That's what they're here for. Right? So you have to understand, right? Because people talk about, oh, we being watched by the government. Nigga, we always been watched by the government, right? We've been watched by the government for a lot of years. They always watch us because they always want to know what the fuck is we planning to do because they know we from over here. We as a tribe, we always gonna have one person that's gonna figure this shit out. It's always gonna be one person. If you get 2, 3, 4, 5, that's very rare. But you always gonna get somebody that's gonna figure this shit out. Right? So that's why now you starting to see a lot of motherfuckers figuring this shit out. Right? And this is why they, going ballistic right now, because niggas is figuring this shit out. Like really, really figuring this shit out. Not just playing like they know, but niggas really know type shit. So um they always been on this type of shit. Now, remember, like I told you, in the 70s, they created a act called Operation Mockingbird, right? It was to promote false war propaganda. The Mockingbird is basically the peeping Tom, right? The peeping Tom is the one that's watching over people, seeing what motherfuckers is doing. That's the Mockingbird, right? So it's the peeping Tom that's watching over the community and seeing what the fuck is going on in the community. But here's the thing, though: the peeping Tom ain't a white motherfucker. The peeping Tom is one of our own, or he looked like one of our own. That's the peeping Tom. You don't even know that there's certain motherfuckers in your neighborhood that work for the government, but you will never know it. Them motherfuckers probably been in that community for years and always been working with the government, and you never knew it. Right? So anybody that come in and out of the neighborhood, anybody they watch a motherfucker, seeing who, what they about and what the fuck they on. Everybody that look like us ain't us. That's a fact. So if you ain't aware of that, right, then you need to get educated. You need to start teaching yourself. If you ain't aware. Now remember also, like I told you, that Bin Laden was a double agent, right? Bin Laden was working for the government. Right? Now they tried to tell us that this nigga was this terrorist that wanted to kill all Americans because that's just how he felt. He hated America. All that shit is a lie. All that was part of promoting false war propaganda, which was, like I was saying about the Operation Mockingbird, right? But the Mockingbird, like I said, is the peeping Tom. So it's the motherfucker that's watching out, seeing what's going on in the community, and trying to find a way to try to denounce what the community got going on. Right, so as we all start to get in tune with ourselves, that's when they create these fake wars and shit. Right? Because these fake wars, what these fake wars is going to do is change up what we got going on, because now the attention on what we trying to do for our people, the attention ain't on us no more. Now it's on some other shit. Right? And then you had certain people from certain countries that was helping us, like, like the Panther Party. You had certain people from certain countries that was giving us ammunition to use that against the government, right? But if you create a war against a certain government that we in tune with, then now we can't get nothing from them because they in war. They gonna need them weapons, right? See, that's the deception in there. See, that's specific niggas wouldn't even catch. Right, like the Panthers had Chinese people that was helping them, giving them ammunition and giving them all, some shit they need and all that shit. And that's when you had the Vietnam War. Right, them motherfuckers over there into it. Well, motherfuckers over there, they into it, motherfuckers over there. Now they can't give us shit because they need that to fight against these motherfuckers. You feel me? And this is the shit that they be doing, just how they move. Right, so anything that we try to do for our community righteously, they always gonna try to find a way of infiltrating, right, and turning it against us. This is all designed by the government. It's all designed. And they still do a lot of this shit to this day. They still do it. Right, because then when you having all of these terrorists that's coming out saying they hate America and all them, a lot of them terrorists was in America at one point in time. Right, like the terrorists that was a part of the 9/11 terrorist attack, a lot of them motherfuckers was in America. A lot of them motherfuckers had graduated from college in America. So them motherfuckers was American. Right? But they give you this whole deception and all this bullshit that they came from the Middle East when the whole time them motherfuckers was from right here. Been in America for years. Right? So that's how you know they got something to do with the government, because they over here. Nigga, if you a real life terrorist, nigga, you gonna do something the first day you get to this motherfucker. But nah, y'all niggas is waiting and playing this shit out. Y'all niggas ain't no real terrorists, nigga. You with them people. Niggas ain't stupid. You with those people. If I'm a terrorist, if I don't like a certain country or a certain people, nigga, I'ma do something. I ain't about to sit and plan nothing, nigga. Everything just gonna plan itself out as I'm doing what the fuck I'm doing. Right? So they feed you these bullshit ass stories about what happened. Like, what, man? Them niggas was with them people. Right? Because I told you, a double agent is somebody that worked for the government, but they play the role as the enemy. So basically, they just switching costumes. That's basically a double agent. So Bin Laden working for the government, but he's playing a role as the enemy at the same time. And this is happening in niggas' faces. And they ain't even catching it. Because remember then, them motherfuckers didn't even know if they even killed the right person. So they already left you an Easter egg. Why would they kill him if Bin Laden with the government? Why would they kill him? Why would they kill him? It don't make sense if he with the government, right? Because I already told you, right, what I believe happened. I believe that they got that nigga somewhere on a Navy ship in the Pacific Ocean, sitting in the freezer. You know where they put dead people, you know, in the freezer, somewhere in the freezer. Just got that motherfucker in there. Because they be doing that with certain people. Putting them in the freezer and shit. Then a couple years later, they unthaw them and all type of shit. So, that's what I believe they did with this motherfucker. Because he was with the government. Why the fuck would you kill him? It don't make sense. It's deception in that. You just gotta put the pieces together. You know? A lot of motherfuckers just wouldn't catch shit. You have to catch shit. Once you catch how they coming, you can know the bullshit that they own, man. Everything that these motherfuckers have presented to the public has all been bullshit. None of this shit was true. All this shit was created to destroy us, but we didn't see it. We didn't see none of that shit coming. And this shit I'm telling you is a straight fact. Go look up the definition of a double agent. It's gonna tell you the same shit I just said. The same shit. Because then you gotta connect that to the COINTELPRO. The COINTELPRO shit was created to destroy and infiltrate self-improvement groups, like I've said before. But you gotta know how COINTELPRO work. They have to hire people to create narratives according to the organization they trying to infiltrate. Right? So it could be some little shit like um one of the black members got a white girl pregnant, like some bullshit like that, right? That white girl was pregnant, right? And she was around the Panthers party, so they had try to connect that to one of the Panthers members saying, you know, something like that happened. And I had seen the paper of the girl. Her name was Jean, think Saulberg. They tried to create a COINTELPRO act and say that one of the Panthers had got her pregnant, and they tried to use that to humiliate her career. And it was all a part of the COINTELPRO Act. I seen the whole paper, read the whole document. Because she was pregnant at the time that they made the document, right? And they hired, I believe it was I believe the number, I think they had like 16 people that played a role in attacking her character because she was a supporter of the Panthers Party. She was a supporter. She believed in the Panthers' philosophies, right? She was on our side. So I also tell you, not all white people was against us. A lot of them is on our side, right? So she was a supporter in the Panthers Party, and she was a famous actor in the United States. So the government created a COINTELPRO Act to try to destroy her career, and she actually ended up passing away later on. Um, and I believe it was probably somebody that was around her that was probably working with the government that actually helped, you know, do what they did to her, you know. But yeah, you go look her up. Her name was Jean Sogberg. They actually made a movie about her. I wasn't even supposed to even teach today. I came on here and gave y'all some shit. I came over here and gave y'all some shit. Y'all probably never knew nothing about this shit. Gave y'all some heat. Straight heat. Right? But yeah. The government is a part of a lot of shit that goes on around the land, right? That we are not aware of. They're part of a lot of shit. Because we will believe that the motherfuckers um that we seeing that's a part of the government is the ones that's doing the bullshit, but it's niggas that's behind them that's really doing the dirt. The dirty Moors, they always send out the white folk to do the dirty work for them, so we don't know that it's niggas that's doing the dirt. Right? So we ain't asking about, you know, other motherfuckers like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. Them motherfuckers is agents. They working with the government. And they admitted that they work with the government. Right? But you will never see them have their hands on shit, but they gonna have their hands on shit. Right? So this is why motherfuckers have been trying to explain why there's a black hand in every type of situation. There's always a black hand, but they ain't gonna never show their hand. Because if they show you their hand, right, then we gonna know who's the one that's doing the dirt. Then we gonna stop looking at white motherfuckers and blaming them for the reason why we fucked up and we oppressed and we don't know ourselves or our people. We ain't gonna do that no more because we gonna be like, oh, motherfucker, it was y'all. Y'all niggas was doing this shit this whole motherfucking time. You dirty motherfuckers. You dirty, stink, pussy, thick ass motherfuckers. Y'all niggas was doing this shit the whole time. It wasn't even white folk. You gonna know it after you see that black hand. But until you see the black hand, you ain't gonna know who the fuck is slapping you upside your shit. You ain't gonna know. We don't just be saying this shit just to be saying it. This shit is real shit. It's niggas behind this. Right? But motherfuckers just don't want to believe it. And we showed you proof that it's niggas behind it, but niggas still just don't want to believe it. They still just don't want to. I'm not about to sit here and believe that I need to go put my hands on a white person to get out all my anger and my frustration. I'm not gonna believe that shit no more. Right? Because I'll be targeting the motherfucker that ain't done shit to me. He may feel the same way I feel. But I'm putting hands on them just because he white. I'm blaming him for what his mother and his father did. And they probably didn't even do nothing. Right? But just cause I'm fed that, I'm gonna go do it. You feel me? It's some goofy shit. You ain't looking at the niggas that's a part of the community. Right? That ain't saying that nigga just in the background. You ain't saying nothing to them. You ain't asking them what the fuck they about. You ain't asking them nothing. Cause I ain't got no problem with white folk. I ain't got no problem with nobody. I just got a problem with the motherfuckers that's here that's look like us but they deceiving the people. That's the ones I got a problem with. Right? These motherfuckers that's celebrities and shit and they acting like they us but they ain't doing shit to help our people. Them the motherfuckers. The motherfuckers that's out here trying to say that we black Hebrew Israelites, but we ain't no Hebrew Israelites. Because we know the story of David is representing the mother and the father, not just the father. Right? But you saying you a black Hebrew Israelite, you going off a man-made type of religion, which no man is the ruler of the planet. It's only one. So how the fuck can I be a Hebrew Israelite if I'm believing in a man-made type of situation? No, I ain't no motherfucking Israelite. And most of them Israelite motherfuckers, they be the deceivers too. Half of them motherfuckers ain't us either. They'll deceive your ass as well. Cause you got some that's deceivers, and then you got some that's maybe us, but they just confused. Right? So they basically don't know really what to believe. And if you try to uh change their outlook and their philosophies of what they going off, it may, offend them and make them feel a certain way. Or they may try to disagree with what you telling them. So it basically is just up to them to, you know, want to get out their own way and figure out who they really is. You know, But alright, so I've connected a lot of dots to what I'm talking about. I connected a lot of dots. I connected a lot of dots. Um, when we talking about like I was talking about with the government, um, it's a lot of things they do that we are not aware of, and it's all focused on um, tearing down our communities, and changing the structure and the philosophy that we have in our community. This is what the government is about. So, motherfuckers be saying, going around still saying, God bless America and all this bullshit. What the fuck is God blessing? Fuck you mean, God bless America, nigga? You know what the fuck America is, nigga? If your God is so great, then why the fuck do he allow good people to get killed? If he's so great, if your God is so great, then why do he allow kids out here to be molested by motherfuckers that be working for the government? Why the fuck your God allow that shit to happen? Why did your God allow the enemy to come here off the left hand to knock off the mother off the right hand? In which they would use the color red, white, and blue. Blue being the father line, and the red being the mother line. If your God is so good, why the fuck he allowed that to happen? Why did he allow that to happen? Motherfuckers don't even know. Cause motherfuckers don't even have no clue on what the fuck I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, but a lot of motherfuckers wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Cause they don't even know that's what this shit is though. They don't even know the true history or the true story of what the fuck America is. That's why I be saying fuck America. Because it ain't nothing good or nothing to be proud about. Cause all these wars you've been taught about was all bullshit. Cause most of these so-called heroes is all deceivers, right? Cause remember I also told you about certain black people that they say was our heroes. Certain motherfuckers wasn't even real people. I told you Nat Turner wasn't even a real person. That nigga was a made up story to make us believe that we were slaves. So he's the hero, right? He's the hero in our community. He's basically the motivation for us to get up and go to work and bust our ass, right? Because he made a difference. He got up off his ass and made a change. Nigga, I could do the same shit too. That's all he is. But he wasn't a real person. He was a made up motherfucking story, right? Because you look Nat Turner up, you gonna see Gabriel Poser, right? They gonna show you fucking Washington Carver, Frederick Douglass, all type of different motherfuckers. So that's how you know he wasn't a real person. They just made up a fucking story to try to get us to believe that we had a motherfucker with our complexion that did something righteous against the white man on the slave plantation. Which none of that shit never happened because we was never slaves. The only motherfuckers that came over here on slave ships was the motherfuckers that invaded the planet. That was the only motherfuckers that came over here on slave ships. our own ships. Them the only motherfuckers. We was already here. So how the fuck could Nat Turner have been a slave when he was already on the land? That don't make sense. And then how the fuck was he able to be enslaved and held uh, as a slave when we was still in war at that time? If motherfuckers didn't know, nigga, it was still war going on the land at that time. It ain't no way them motherfuckers was peacefully enslaving us and doing. Ain't no way. We was still in war. Motherfuckers was getting hurt at that time, man. It wasn't no comfortable shit they was able to get off. I don't know what the fuck they think was going on, but it was still shit going on. You still had the Haitian Revolution. You still had the Florida Seminole War. You had a lot of shit that was going on at that time. All right, so they showing you little old Nat Turner, the nappy headed nigga. They showing you his nappy headed ass getting his ass beat every day, right? Like it ain't no whole war going on. That's some bullshit. But that's the deception. That's how they trick your mind and make you think that that shit was real when the whole time it wasn't real. All right, that's how they gotta deceive you. So you going on thinking, oh, I came here from a slave ship. I'm a slave and I'm a woo woo. I'm a You ain't no motherfucking slave. You never was a slave. You always been over here. Always. And the way that you know that we always been over here is by paying attention to the community. Paying attention to how we do shit. Pay attention to how your elders do their hair a certain way. Right? If your grandmother braid her hair right to where you have the two little what they call the two little tails on both sides, then that means she's standing on truth. It mostly means that your grandmother is a chief in the family, right? So she what we would call the big mama. She the one that holds the family together. All right. She the one you go to for all the resources according to your family history. She the one. That's all you gotta do. Just pay attention to your community. Pay attention to your family and how they do things. This is how you will know that we always been here. Yeah, you would think it's some African shit. You would think it, right? But it's not African. It's right here on what they say U.S. soil. It's right here. The shit we been doing. Cause remember I told you that the two, if somebody wearing their hair like I just said with the two strings, that's coming from the wings of Mayat, or AKA Isis. She always had the two wings because the two wings represented the mother line and the father line. Right? So if you got your hair with the two lines or the two tails down your back, that means you standing on truth. Or if you got your shit to the front with the two, you standing on truth. Period. And that's all coming from the Queen of Heaven and Earth. That's what I would like to call an energetic reflex. So basically, the consciousness in the soul's energy that's inside of you and who you are, your kinetic body reflected by acting it out. So who you are within acts itself out from a physical perspective. And that will be a form of an energetic reflex. Right? But our people don't be paying attention to shit like that, so we wouldn't even know. We wouldn't even know why our grandmother even do that. We wouldn't even know. Or why shit, maybe your grandfather probably do that. You wouldn't even know why he do it. Cause your grandfather, he could be a chief. You know? But if you don't even know nothing about all that, you wouldn't even know why he got his hair like that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, this real shit though. Um, you have to be able to know your people, know your community, for you to be able to know what's going on and why they use the shit they use to attack us. You have to know. Cause these motherfuckers is always watching and always paying attention to what the fuck we doing and how we doing it. Cause every time somebody, cause every once in a while you always gonna get a revolutionary type motherfucker. You get a revolutionary type motherfucker, and they standing on their shit and they doing what they doing for the people. They always gonna have to send somebody in to check that shit out and see what we doing. Because certain motherfuckers that ain't really doing nothing, they just morally talking about some shit, but they ain't really living up to what they talking about. They'll leave you alone. Because shit, after a while, you could damn near be their mascot because you ain't really in tune with shit. They could use you as a technique to infiltrate somebody that's really on what they talking about. Right? So they can use you as the fucking puppet. So this would what you be seeing when you seeing certain celebrities that be calling themselves woke, but they ain't really woke to shit. Right? You be seeing how the media be uh promoting them and they using you as the fucking mascot because they know your ass ain't woke. So you playing the mascot the whole time and you don't even know it. Cause I don't trust a celebrity being woke. I don't trust it. Because it all lead back to the same bullshit. Motherfuckers be woke, but they be Christians. Some stupid shit. How you gonna be a woke Christian? That don't even make sense. You woke, but you still believing in the same conjure that was created to eliminate the God within you. So how the fuck are you woke? Your information ain't even coming from no type of source because you ain't tapped in with nothing. So how the fuck you woke? You ain't woke. Alright, so I don't be trusting these celebrities that be saying they woke to shit. I don't trust them. I don't be trusting that shit. Cause I told you about Jamie Foxx. Told you about that nigga. That nigga tried to be woke with that little movie he made and they shut his ass down. And the nigga ain't even tried to say nothing else. I told you, you can't trust them motherfuckers. That nigga made that day clone Tyrone. It exposed too much shit. And they got at his ass about that shit. Checked him about that shit, got at him on that, and that nigga cooled out. He ain't said nothing else about it. But niggas was going around saying he was woke. He ain't woke. He tried to be it, but he saw that shit wasn't as smooth as he thought it was gonna be. He thought they wasn't gonna do nothing to him or say nothing to him. But they did. You know. So, this how this shit go, man. This how how this shit is. You gotta know what the fuck is going on. You got to. Cause the biggest thing right now for us is knowing each other, knowing who our people is and who ain't our people. That's the biggest thing. That's what everybody worried about. Is who are people and who ain't our people. Right, so this would be what they would call the judgment day. Right, everybody getting called out on their bullshit. So whoever ain't us, that look like us, that's been a part of the bullshit, they ass gonna get what they deserve. Period. One thing you would never be able to do is get away with doing some bad shit, doing some dirt. You ain't gonna get away with that. Something gonna happen to you. That's just law. That's just the universe. Right? Because the way they set shit up down here, they going against the laws in the universe anyway. because they have judges. The judges is not going to ever give you a fair shake on anything, whether if you're innocent or not. Right? Because you always supposed to give a motherfucker a fair shake. Always supposed to give somebody a chance. That's just law. You always supposed to do that. Everybody has a freedom of will. That's the universal law, is free will. You are obligated to do anything you want to do. That's in your right. That's in your jurisdiction. Whatever you do that may cause harm for not only yourself but for others, then you're gonna have to, deal with the consequences of that. But if you didn't mean it to be something that was harmful to others or yourself, it was an accident, well, you're gonna get, you're gonna get a fair shake and you're gonna get a second chance because you didn't mean it. Alright, but if you meant to do what you was doing, there's something gonna happen to you. You know? That's just the laws. So they already on thin ice anyway. You know, what they've been doing down here. Um, what I would suggest any of you who watch, you know, my vids or watch any other, teachers' vids, I would suggest you to stop listening to what other motherfuckers are saying and listen to yourself. All we doing is giving you the insight on what yourself has been trying to tell you this whole time. Right? So we trying to get you to stop being ignorant to your own knowledge. Right? You can't keep looking at other people as the messenger because you have the message. But if you look at somebody else as the messenger, then you're basically denouncing your own message. Right? You responsible for what you learn and what you don't learn. If you don't know shit and you ain't tapped into nothing but you playing like you woke, you're responsible for that. You're responsible for being a fake woke motherfucker. You're responsible. Nobody else takes the responsibility for that but you. I don't give a fuck what you say. You're responsible. Cause then when the motherfucker tell you what something really mean, uh, besides what you thought something was, you gonna feel retarded. Right? So, you know, that shit, it's all on you. Cause every motherfucker that become woke, they always want to go vegan and shit and talk about how the food we eating is bad for us. Nigga, we been knew that. We been knew the food we eating was bad for us and it had fluoride and had all this bullshit negative toxins and chemicals and all this shit that's, shrinking in our penises and all that shit and fucking with our hormones and all that. We been knew that shit. It ain't nothing that's new. We been knew it. That don't make you woke, nigga. That's just you just realizing some shit. That don't make you woke. That shit been going on. Been going on for a while. Excuse me. They been doing shit. They been fucking with shit since like shit the 90s, nigga. Fucking with shit. We ain't found out nothing new. You know. Um. Also, start. You know. You need to start looking into the deeper shit. Look into these eagle symbols and what the fuck they mean, because I already told you what they mean. But you need to look deeper into them and see why this shit is on all they shit and why they putting it there. It's all representing something. Because remember, I told you that the bald headed eagle is Tiamat. That's the queen of heaven and earth. Alright? And I told you the reason why the eagle was looking to the left because she was forced to the left hand, which would be the father line. Right? So the enemy is trying to take control of the right hand off the mother line, right? And trying to put the mother line on the left hand, right? Basically, uh, giving the power all to the man over the woman. So that's why they told you that it's a man's world. Because of what happened on the land to the queen of heaven and earth, which is Isis. And that's what the fuck that bald head eagle represents. That's why they put that shit on their flags and shit. Niggas never knew what it meant. Right, because the arrow will represent the father line off the left hand, and the olive branches will represent the mother line off the right hand. But they put the arrow on the right hand, on the off the mother line, And they put the olive branches on the left hand, which is supposed to represent the father line. So that's already telling you what they doing. They pin energy backwards, right? So the bald head eagle is basically a representation of them taking the queen of heaven and earth off her throne. That's all that shit mean. That's all that shit mean. And that's the same symbol they use for the 32-degree scalloped right, is the bald head eagle. Because the eagle is really the representation of the dragon, which I said the queen of heaven and earth, Tiamat. Because remember, Tiamat being a dragon, she was a big ass dragon, right? But then to the frequency being lowered on the planet, she shrunk to where now you see this little ass bird they showing you. That's her. But that's her basically at her lowest degree. The same story they gave you in the book of Revelations, talking about the dragon that came down from the heavens to the earth to cast out evil on the land. That was her. The same fucking person. And who she was up against was Enlil, bitch ass. That's who she was going against. Because Enlil didn't like her because she had all the power on the land because she's the first motherfucking creator. And he didn't like that. That's why he had to, get into it with her. Alright, so this is the shit that's going on the land. This is the shit they do to deceive the people, and have us unaware of what the fuck is going on and what's taking place at this particular time. But this ain't no new shit though. The shit I'm telling you, this ain't no new shit. It been around. You know. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and log off of here. I done said enough. I gave out enough energy. I spoke off the father line tonight. To give you this information. Off the 741 hertz. Balancing off the air and the water coming from the 6-point star, which will be the Star of David. Um, So yeah, peace to the ladies out there. Peace to the fellas out there. Uh, Peace to the Queen of Heaven and Earth, my mother. Peace to all the Orishas. Peace to the planet. Peace to the cosmos. Peace to the Black Hawks. From one conscious mind to another, we all got each other. Great minds think alike. Two minds, two great minds is greater than one mind, but one great mind is greater than no mind. One mind tells all, but two minds speak a little. With that being said, this is Chief Silent Black Hawk. Peace to y'all out there. Y'all be safe out here. Peace.